Okay, this video is about the dust collector Cyclone retrofit, and I wanted to just kind of give you guys an update. I got the drum modified and the frame built for the dust collector, and I also painted it black and got everything hooked up and operational. So I didn't get the shop dust wand set up. I was only able to just get the CNC connected. You can see some scraps of my old favorite jacket up there holding the hose to the ceiling, and then a connection to the CNC. And I got the CNC operational, and I cut out a drum bottom out of that piece of plywood there. And I got that mounted under the drum, which I cut off. And I put it on some casters, and it has a trash bag mounted in it. So I'm able to bag the dust immediately and pull it right out and go straight to the trash with it. So I opted, instead of a cart, for a frame that's hanging on like a cleat on the wall here. You can see this piece of steel here is hooked on to a piece of angle mounted on the back of the frame. I understand that's hard to see, sorry. How about that? So this is the bracket, this is the angle, and this is welded to the frame, and this is bolted to the wall. And so you just pick it up and set it on this bracket once it's screwed to the wall. I have a concrete foundation below here, so I had to shim out the entire situation by about a 2x4, just so that the drum would fit properly. So I put a blast gate in here only because this hose doesn't fit over top of this, and I didn't have any sheet metal to make a collar, so I just used a blast gate instead. So I don't intend to use that. The dust collector is mounted on this frame, and I set it up so that you can turn it upside down for transport, and this would be touching the floor, and it would sit stable because the motor is very heavy, and that would be an easy way to transport it. Also, the Cyclone itself is attached to the frame using these little brackets, and that's so that this area right here is clear for the tape install of the two flanges. Like I had mentioned, it's just two flanges face to face and then taped shut, and you can roll the drum away afterwards. It has a power cable that hooks up to the router with a NEMA 1450 plug under the router. And then the outlet is 7 inches, the inlet is 6 inches. So the outlet runs under this little shelf over here, and then just out the garage door. It's not super fancy, but I didn't feel like cutting a hole in the wall. So that's the whole setup out the door, and that piece of pipe on the end is obviously not there all the time. So it's just stuck on there, and it has a piece of string and a hook. So you can just unhook it and set it inside. And that's about it. So it'll spin most of the dust out of the airstream from the CNC, and only the finest little dust will actually make it out of the Cyclone, and that'll go outside. There will be a little dust during startup before the Cyclone starts spinning the air, but once you get into actual cutting and stuff, it'll put the dust in the drum. So maybe I can give it a turn on. not much dust. And that's it. Running. And that switch is right here in the control panel of the CNC, and it runs a contactor inside that does the switching. And you can hear the squeak. I'm not sure if that's a bearing or just a piece of metal that's too close. Sorry about that. But one day I'll have to pull that motor apart and figure out what's squeaking. But that's the new CNC dust collection. So I hope you like it. Thanks. Bye-bye.